other day when we left St. Martin, third reef grommet got caught up on the lazy jacks and then kind of started pulling and lifting. And you can see right there, it tore a couple of the straps on the bottom of the mainsail stack pack. So what we had to do is just kind of lace it that we could at least still get the mainsail flaked onto the haystack, onto the boom. But now the challenge is how do we repair that in the most easy and efficient way? Trying to remove the stack pack while still having the mainsail attached will be challenging because each of these cars, and there's like 8 or 10 of these cars that run the length of the boom, and they're sewn with each side, each half attached. So here you can see where the tab is. That tab has to go through that grommet, and then of course this is where the stitching ripped on the other side, just like this. Is getting that through there. But the challenge is with all the weight of the sail, there's no way we'll be able to pull those two tabs close to each other enough to be able to stitch it. A thought that we're having is run some line around the mainsail and attach it where we can to the boom, and then we slide the poles out, those fiberglass rods, and then we slide the rest of the stack pack off, so then Ann can just sew those, and then we just slide everything back on. Part of removing the entire stack pack is having to undo, and whether we undo it from the knot or if we undo it from the shackle. And as you can see, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of these shackles. The other option potentially, which would be a lot more tedious, is that Ann has to hand sew these.
I spent about an hour hand sewing a patch, armed only with the sailmaker's palm to push the needle through multiple layers of marine sunbrella and webbing. Despite my best efforts, my arms were exhausted and the result left much to be desired. Realizing the limits of hand stitching, we decided to remove the stack pack so I could tackle the job with my temperamental sail-right sewing machine instead. Decided we have to take the stack pack down to get a proper repair that will hold. So Dennis has a great idea of undoing the metal shackles that hold our stack pack up. We had to tackle this project with the mainsail raised, as the sail's weight put too much strain on the stack pack when it was down. Fortunately, the seas were relatively flat, but the wind added an extra layer of difficulty to the task. Dennis released each of the 8 shackles securing the stack pack, 2 pairs on each side. To keep everything organized, he used electrical tape to hold each pair of shackles together, then secured them either to the haystack or to the main sail tack. Next, we had to remove a batten from each side of the stack pack. The removal process was straightforward, but safely storing the long rods proved a bit tricky. To avoid any chance of losing them overboard, we carefully passed them through the forward salon window for secure storage. Next, we removed the black polypropylene cord that secured the aft end of the stack pack to the boom. Ann had previously sewn the last zipper teeth to prevent losing another zipper pull, so she carefully removed those stitches and the zipper pull to allow the stack pack to separate. Removing the stack pack from the boom turned out to be easier than we expected. However, we couldn't film this step since it required both of us to safely remove the stack pack without letting the wind carry it away. Once everything was detached, the stack pack slid easily toward the mast and out through the widened section of the track. You can see the folded stack pack tucked securely between the main sheets. 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes if you count like moving the fabric all around. I already sewed on the patch, and I spent maybe an hour up trying to sew it by hand, and it was never going to hold. So this is a nice sturdy patch. 2 more to go. With this one, the fabric is intact, but if you see these holes, it's going to really compromise the strength of that fabric. So I'm just going to double up a little piece of canvas and patch it right onto here like this. So it just gives some more integrity to the stack pack where it came through. Here's my little patch. It's really hard to keep the lines straight because the boat is moving and there's so much fabric pulling on it, but it's going to be much nicer and secure. And now I put the track piece in, and then I have to connect this to here. And this is where it gets really tricky because there's so much fabric to get under. One more to go. Fortunately, it's at the end where there's not a lot of fabric. But for this one, I have to work on this side, so I have to cram this through this machine like that. Helps you find an easier way to remove your stack pack without the tedious task of removing your mainsail. It took quite a few steps to complete, but we got it done. We're always open to suggestions for a better approach in the future, though hopefully we've learned our lesson and we will not catch our mainsail on a reefing grommet again and rip our stack pack.